As you may have noticed, it is April. I don't know what day of the week it is, but it's April, and that means National Poetry Month. So here at the library, we've been celebrating in a variety of ways. We've been sharing our favorite poems, videos of poetry being read, writing poems on sidewalks to brighten up quarantine walks. And now that the month is almost over, what better way to celebrate than by writing your own poem? I know when you hear this, some people think, poetry, ugh, I can't write that. Don't you have to be some kind of fancy person wearing a beret and sitting in a French cafe thinking about death? Not necessarily. You can do that if you want. It's your life. Freestyle it. But really, anyone who is a human, who has a heart and a brain, can write poetry. And I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you meet the qualifications. To prove my point, today I'm going to show you how to write an exquisite corpse poem. That doesn't have to be about corpses, does it not have to be about corpses? Again, it's up to you. Actually, the name Exquisite Corpse has nothing to do with the poem. This was born out of the Surrealist Movement, and one of the first that was written in this style had the phrase exquisite corpse in it, which was just such a great and weird phrase that it stuck, and now it's its official name. But if you've ever done adlibs, and who hasn't, you can write an exquisite corpse poem. Let me show you how. So the first thing we'll need to write our poem is to decide on the structure of our poem. Here you can see, for the time constraints of this video, we're just going to write a short one together, 3 lines. You can make it longer or shorter, it's really up to you. As you can see, we've got noun, verb, preposition, noun. This is kind of what I mean by structure. If you don't know how to arrange this, you can always just look up online exquisite corpse patterns. Things will come up. There'll be lots of examples of these poems if you want to do some research before trying it. Or if you want to jump right in, you can use this pattern, or you can find a poem that you like and copy its part of speech structure. Once you've decided on this, then you'll need to gather a group of people. You could probably find a way to do this virtually, or you can do it with the people that you're staying at home with. 3 to 5 people. You could do more or less, really it's up to you. More than 2, though, is what I would recommend. Just gives it a little variety, a little spice. Then you'll decide who goes in what order. So the first person, second person, third person, fourth person. Basically what we're doing is writing 4 separate poems that will get interwoven together into one poem. It's kind of cool. So come up with your pattern, but don't start thinking about what you're going to write. And don't talk to anyone else about what you're writing. The idea is to keep it secret. And at the end, it will blossom to reveal this exquisite corpse of a poem that is going to be weird but surprising in the way that it fits together. You'll see. One thing that might be helpful is if you keep your poem pattern nearby so that people can keep track of what part of speech they're in charge of for each line. So remember, first person, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, so on and so forth until your poem's done. Okay, so to start your poem, what I've done is start folding a sheet of paper, kind of accordion style. And you don't have to use this exact method. If you can find something that works better, I say go for it. And if you want to be super extra sneaky so that no one can see your words, you can even do a separate sheet of paper for each line of your poem. And I'll show you what I mean. So the first person, which is me, is in charge of a noun for the first line. So I'll put my noun in here, fold it over, pass it to the next person, and they'll put their word, fold it over, pass it to the next person, so on and so forth. When you get to the end, when it's time for the second line, we'll start again from the beginning. So this method, obviously the person who's in charge of the second line, the first word, they'll see the previous word. It's not a super big deal, but if you want there to be no influence over your words and be extra sneaky, then, like I said, you can use a separate sheet of paper for each line, but it's not strictly necessary. that everyone has taken their turn going around filling in the parts of speech for each line of our poem, you can unfold and reveal your exquisite corpse, which obviously you saw some of these other words as you were filling in down the lines, but not the whole thing. As you can see, looks a little bit rough, but if you do a little reworking, change the tense on some of the verbs, add some articles in, maybe a preposition here to make it flow a little better, and then apply some punctuation, which is a super useful tool in poetry. Changes everything. One full stop, one comma can change the whole game. And then you have a completed poem that you wrote your very self with friends, and definitely not just in a variety of disguises. Well, I hope that this has been encouraging to you and you've seen that everyone can write a poem. So happy writing, and if you try this, we would love it if you would leave a comment below this video and let us know how it turned out.